Welcome in, one and all. Yeah, it's that time. The music. Listen to that music. It tells us one thing and one thing only.
It's live. Go live right now. Start the show.
He still thinks it's live.
One of these days.
Take him to the side one day and explain to him that's not. All right. We're in. Episode 668, 3 guys before the game. This is our TCU preview. We previewing basketball at all?
Well, sure we are.
Oh,
It
we
starts
are?
this weekend. Absolutely.
Well. All of that and more coming up, plus Hoppy's obvious observations.
I have a basketball note, too.
You also have a basketball note. You're my boy. My boy. Coming to the table with some vittles.
Well, we have an audience today, and I want to be prepared.
Talk about that.
For that.
Let's do it. 3 guys brought to us by GoMart. Get yourself a GoMart rewards card and immediately begin saving on your food and your fuel. 3 guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Great time to service your boat as you take it out. That's the time. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. By Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way, or start your party the homemade way. More on that coming up.
Excuse me?
I'll tell you. 3 guys brought to us by Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They simply refuse. They won't take no for an answer. Spreads on Stats coming up, brought to us by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. Oh, yeah. Hoppy did mention it. We have guests in the studio, and tremendous folks, right?
Wonderful.
Just wonderful. We got Tanner and Morgan and Kevin. And
is it Tanner and Morgan or Morgan and Tanner?
It doesn't matter. It's interchangeable.
Okay.
There's a Morgan, there's a Tanner, there's a Tanner, and a Morgan.
Them.
What do you mean?
Yeah, there was confusion. You didn't do it in proper order.
Yeah.
You skipped, and then it threw us all. Yeah, he's right.
Oh, so
we rebounded.
It's going to be one of those episodes. Huh? It's going to be one of those.
No, I'm not.
So when I was talking to Kevin.
We don't have to back down just because he bowed up and tried to bully you there. Don't back down from him.
So as I was talking
Hit your ground.
I didn't have a real big argument. It was not my best stuff.
And you can stop trying to help him. That's enough. Too much help on Hoppy. Although every time we go somewhere, all we hear is, you guys are awfully hard on Hoppy. You know what my response always is? Not hard enough. Not hard enough. He deserves every single bit he gets. Anyway, Kevin's a CPA. That's all I want. All I wanted to say was Kevin's a CPA.
That's the shock of the episode. The nice gentleman from the CPA profession came in with all your slander.
CPAs love us. I mean, heck, we spoke to their state organization.
That's right.
They love us.
CPAs love the podcast. I'm not sure they love you.
You might be right about that, too. All right. Good, solid point. All right, so here we go. West Virginia and the Horned Frogs of TCU, the odd 6 o'clock start time on Saturday night. Going to be a little chilly. It's going to be the first game this year. Going to be the first game this year where you have to, wear more than a T-shirt. Probably have to put some layers on. Probably so.
Break out your black stuff. Coal rush.
That's what you did.
That's
there.
how I went.
Oh yeah, that's why you got all that stuff on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm themed
up. Bring your black. Bring some layers. No precipitation in the forecast, so it's going to be nice.
Plus Halloween coming up. Maybe you get some of that.
Yeah, you'll have people dressed up.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I would think. It seems like about a year since West Virginia last played a home. It's been a month.
Crazy. It that's not an exaggeration. It feels like it's been multiple months.
So am I right? We play one home game the entire month of October.
That's correct.
And then after this, you got 2 in November, the top and the bottom.
That's correct.
Man, this thing goes by so fast.
It does.
Flies.
Not fast enough for some. Let's face it. It's been a rough week at the ranch, and things continue to develop. Since the last time we got together, we now know that quarterback Khalil Wilkins is questionable. We record on Thursday, and so we'll get the injury report now coming out here in the next tonight and then tomorrow, and then you'll figure out who's in and who's out. But the injuries continue to build up at the worst possible positions.
So that's a likely Scotty Fox start again. But, man, you talk about a team that had surprising depth at quarterback, now really doesn't have any.
Yeah.
Max Brown, what's his availability? Probably okay to go, but dinged.
They always say he's always available in an emergency.
Well, that's never a striking endorsement right there.
I think we're getting towards Scott on the depth chart.
Yeah.
right?
Scott Keen, wonderful.
Yeah, great kid.
Great kid.
Max Anderson, true freshman, out of the old Panhandle. I mean,
Had a tremendous high school career.
So you know what I was just thinking, which is dangerous. Start of the season, we did the over-unders. I bet you the only one we're going to hit on is over on the number of quarterbacks that played.
That was the easiest one on there.
Yeah.
Could have moved the line to almost 8.5 and hit the over.
I thought there's
unbelievable.
No way.
It really is
no
unbelievable.
It really is. I mean, and it is on top of just things going wrong, and now it's compiling is how bad things are going with the injuries. I mean, it was already bad, and you knew you were going to have issues with talent and certainly issues with depth, and then to get hit by the injuries in key positions. I mean, it's a worst case scenario.
Can you reset the line? Like, let's do one of those late season reset the line on number of quarterbacks that play.
How many has there been?
5, right?
Put it 6.5.
Nico, Jalen, Khalil, Scotty,
he just did
Max. It's 5.
Put it 6.5.
Yeah, that's what it would be.
Crazy. That's historic.
It's not funny. I'm not laughing at that.
It's unbelievable.
I'm just thinking when I heard the number 6.5, it's just a comical number.
The other injury part of this, and it plays into what we've been saying about you're trying to, at this point, identify guys that will be back next year. What's your starting point for next year? Tykees Crawford's listed on that injury report as well. What's the offensive line situation? We heard Rich earlier this week, for really the first time, started to say there's going to be some other guys at different positions. Is the offensive line one of those? The other guy that we've mentioned the most outside of those starters has been Malik Agbo. We've seen him play a couple times, get some more snaps, seems to grade out pretty well, scored a touchdown drive last week while he was in. So that's I know I keep saying the same thing the last couple of weeks, but that's still what I'm watching is which guys on this roster are going to do enough that they're clearly as part of the starting point for
going
next
forward.
season. Because I think that's a critical part of this. What's that number moving forward? How many guys do you have to go out and get?
It may look like the basketball team. I mean, you may have so many new players.
Wouldn't quite go that far. Basketball has not returned a point in 2 years.
All right, I'm being hyperbolic there, but you know what I mean. There could be tremendous turnover. You could see how many different starters next year.
That perfectly segues us into Hoppy's obvious observations, where he just made his first one. It could be a lot of change. That was Hoppy's first observation. Okay, so you've studied this up and you've done work on this with your obvious observations?
Well, yeah, 2 things. One is what stood out to me this week, and Brad's going to get into the numbers. And I'm sure the numbers don't look good, but I'll let Brad handle that. But 2 things that were said in the coaches' interviews this week that were disturbing. Rich Rodriguez said, quote, "Most of the games we haven't played well. The intensity and competitiveness was still there. In this past game, it wasn't." Rodriguez said that's poor coaching because we have to do our job, especially me for the guys, have to have a certain level of competitiveness, so on and so forth. In that game, even early in the game, before anybody scored a touchdown, that was the most surprising part of that. So here's the offensive, the main guy, talking about a lack of competitiveness among players. Zach Alley, you watch the amount of loafs, and the things that happen in the game. I called it out right on the first series, Brad. The second play of the game, we have 6 guys not running to the ball. So now we've talked about injuries, we've talked about depth, we've talked about talent. Add to that lack of effort, lack of competitiveness, not by everybody, but by players on the field. And that's what often happens when you have things just going completely off the rails. So to me, that is another key factor that just makes things even harder if you have players who aren't competing at a high level. That to me was very, very disturbing and disappointing, because what did I read? I actually wrote down a quote. I'm not sure if I have it here. But a lot of premier athletes say, Brad, you want to win. I mean, that's the goal, is to win. But even if you don't win, you expect yourself to do your best, to be competitive at all times. So that to me is a key thing that emerged this week overtly about this team.
Yeah.
Second thing is, and this is my glass half full. It's homecoming. It's homecoming. And for those folks who went to WVU or to any school, college is often where, we had a couple of recent college graduates right here today.
Sure.
Is where
Tanner and Morgan,
or Morgan and
Tanner, whichever you prefer.
Yeah. Where you started to really, the arc of your life began to bend. Okay, you're away from home typically. You're under the influence of really smart professors. You're meeting.
That's not where I thought you were going there.
You were going there.
Well, your life is changing, and you're starting this arc that's going to impact the rest of your life. And, maybe you fell in love and fell out of love and fell in love again. And maybe you partied too much one semester but still got a respectable 2.5. You made friends that last for life. And you're always going to come back. You're always going to come back. And you come back for the game. That's a reason to come back. But also, you'll come back and you'll ride around town and you'll show your kids or, where that crappy apartment you lived in. And it'll be very tactile. You'll be here and touching things, and all those memories will come flooding back. And that's a special. That's a special time. That's a neat experience, to go through that. So, for those folks who are coming back this weekend, I hope the game is good. But there's more to it than that. There's the whole experience of returning to a place that is near and dear to your heart. That is a sense of place. That country road leads you back home.
Wow. Geez.
And that's why this is a special weekend.
Jeez. If I knew that was coming, I would have put some really big-time music underneath it.
I just feel strongly about
What do you think about
that.
Brad? He's very emotional about this homecoming. As emotional as I've ever seen you about a homecoming. I get what you're saying.
I feel very strongly about that.
I can
And the
tell.
longer I'm away from the university, the more I feel that tug, even though I live in town. And I just think it is a neat experience. And just that.
So will you go back to rekindle your memories at all? Will you go burn a couch like you did when you were a student here?
No, I probably won't do that. But I'll tell you this, is that I'm going to the Arizona State game. Okay?
Oh, yeah, you are.
I'm going to the Arizona State game. And the 5 other people that are going are all college friends. 50 years later, all college friends.
Yeah, it's wild how that works.
So this place, and I know it's true of other schools too, but you're here and you leave here, and it is in you. It's indelibly linked to you, and that to me is special. So love to win the game, hope to have a great experience, but there's more to it than that.
Wow. He went way too serious.
That was really well said. Now let's turn that back to football, because I do think that is one of the things that's missing in college sports right now. That's a big missing piece right there, and it ties into what you said about the loafs or the lack of effort. That's surprising that happened. It's surprising that Zach Alley and Rich both mentioned it, but you also can kind of see that, right? You get a team that's really struggling and then is beset by injuries on top of it, and you have coaches looking around. As we just said, they're evaluating who's coming back next year. Well, that's what players are doing too, right? They're looking around saying, maybe I don't have a spot here next year. And if you're not singularly focused, that's a hard world, man. That is a hard world to live in and be good if everybody's not 1,000% in and going in the same direction. Right. And clearly it's not right now. And I understand that. I've played on really bad teams, and it is hard to stay engaged and give your best effort, especially when you're looking around going, well, I don't know if I'm going to be back on this campus, either by my choice or your choice as the coach. And I think that's part of what's happening right now, is that it's not so much of just, oh my God, you've lost the locker room, this is a disaster. It's everybody starting to look out for themselves, and when that happens, that's not good, and you're seeing those results on the field.
Those are all very good points, and I think it's going to lead us into a different philosophy and a different way of how you coach nowadays because of that. Because coaches used to have the ability to hang it over your head. Is your scholarship going to be renewed? We might not renew your scholarship, but for the most part, they knew it was going to get renewed, unless you're just an absolute jughead and do things. Now there are so many that come in for just a year. Let's face it, man, like it's late October, and they can do the math too, and they know there's 5 games left, and they just might be a half a step slower on the field. Their preparation might not be as good. So the ones that are going to be successful, the coaches that are going to be successful, are the ones that figure out a way to put a carrot some way, somehow in front of each of those players so that there aren't those kinds of setbacks. Now, I would say this, the eye in the sky never lies. And so if anyone has aspirations to play professionally, they're not loafing right now, because those NFL folks watch every single ounce of tape, and if they see that, you're off the list. And that will be something that's hung over their heads by the coaches. Like, if you think you've got any chance after here, you will not loaf. But what if those guys know they've got no chance to play anywhere else? That's when it becomes a potential problem.
I also found it interesting that Rich came out and said this week what a lot of people have been saying, that they just misevaluated on a bunch of guys.
Yes.
Like, I give him credit for just standing up and saying, all right, that it's you can see it in the results, but for him to stand up and say, we just misevaluated some in the portal, we've got to get better at that. I give him credit for doing that.
Someone hit me with a text, and I think they kind of hit it right. They said, Rich showed up at the yard sale at noon. Problem was it started at 9 a.m. And by that, they're saying by the time he started to get into it and go get guys, the first fruit was already picked over. And I think there's some of that in that as well.
I think there's a lot in that. And again, I think it's interesting and notable that he was candid about that. And this is not a positive, but at least it's worth noting that at this point in the season, you can accurately and truthfully identify all these things. It's not like you're sitting here going, well, of something. I know they're analyzing constantly, Brad, where they are, and I'm sure they're already looking, talking to people.
I think you're past looking, Hop. There's as we always say, movement is afoot. It always is. It
would have to be, right?
It doesn't wait until the moment that the portal opens.
When the portal opens, you can act on those things you've been working on.
Yeah, and you might already be behind when the portal opens. So it's that's active.
So
it's fair to say that West Virginia and other schools have a pretty good list. It might be a number 2 pencil right now. They have a pretty good list of who's coming.
You know what you
and
are
what you need.
And what you need.
Mm-hmm.
You can identify that now. And that's so. And
they've been working on this for a while, to the point of when Rich got here, that there is some truth to that. As much as if you don't want to hear that, there is some truth to that you do get a late start when you're in your first year.
Yeah.
It's almost every single coach. There's no way around that this second year, but it does put some more pressure on it, I think, because this year I think you're going to have fewer guys able to remain and earn spots than you probably thought when you took this job if you're Rich.
Yes. So you now have more holes to fill than you thought you would have to fill.
I would think that's
for next year.
Yeah.
Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. I teased earlier that Tudor's, while it is the way to start your day with a homemade biscuit, guess what? You know what's coming, don't you? Holiday events are coming, and catering is available from Tudor's Biscuit World. That's right. It's super simple to do. You can call ahead. You can pick it up. Whether it's a tailgate party, whether it's a holiday party, whatever it might be, Tudor's caters for you. They got their own catering menu. Super simple. You just get in there. Heck, they look like one of them QR codes. You put your phone on that. You can order right off of that bad boy right there. Sure. So catering and everything else that you might want, you can have yourself a Tudor's catered event. Just contact folks at Tudor's Biscuit World, and you can start your party the homemade way with
Tony,
Tudor's Biscuit.
My niece Lindsay and her son Luke are in for a visit, and they told me they have a Tudor's.
Out there in the Panhandle?
They're in the greater Winchester Metroplex.
Yeah.
Virginia, they have a Tudor's over there.
In Winchester?
Yes, yeah.
Outside of the border?
Yeah.
You think they got an apple biscuit over there at Tudor's? Because that
Winchester. Put a slice of apple on it?
Winchester's known for its apple. You knew that, of course. Right, you knew that.
I don't know that I did know that.
You didn't know that Winchester's like one of the apple...
I'm stunned because I don't know why you know that.
Oh, Winchester's one of the apple capitals of the world.
Absolutely.
Apples and Patsy Cline. She was from there.
Big on the apples?
Oh, yeah.
Right in downtown Winchester, there's a giant red apple. You go get your picture taken there.
You can go get your picture made. Absolutely.
Three Guys also Chamber of Commerce there for Winchester and the apples.
Winchester's nice.
It is nice.
They got the old Winchester, right? The
old
area.
It wasn't nice. I'm just surprised at your apple knowledge of Winchester.
Three Guys also brought to us by Comax Business Systems. I don't know why people are still hauling around big plastic jugs of water. You don't need to haul around a big plastic jug of water. Those 5-gallon things, I mean, get on your shoulder. They're just a mess. And you got to flip the thing over, and you hope you flip it over fast enough so the water doesn't come out of there. Who needs it? Comax Business Systems has these high-level, high-tech water machines for your break room, your manufacturing floor. We're at the conference room where the CPAs hang out. I mean, whatever it might be, they got that I-12 water cooler. Some way, somehow, it knows how to produce hot and cold water. You just tell it which one you want. And ice and storage, visit ComaxWV.com. That's ComaxWV.com. All right, so you went pretty philosophical.
Yeah.
In your that's okay. I mean, that's okay, but but I totally get what you're saying. I understand it.
I went feelings. Brad's got numbers.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about hearing them, but I want to.
This will be interesting. Here we go. Spreads on Stats with the Senator. Brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. Oh, man, do they provide a lot more value than just numbers. I mean, you could just be an accounting firm that just does accounting. Conley CPA goes like, actually do a little bit more than that. They will be your stride-for-stride partner. You're a business owner. You need work done. They will guide you through the process. Really interested in that remote accounting that they offer. You just, boom. They can do that. They come in, automatically do your accounting for you. Who needs that hassle? Yeah. You don't need that hassle. I mean, you're out there, you're doing lots of kind of stuff. Just like let them take care of it. Conley CPA Group, they're ready to help you. Spreads on Stats.
I wonder if there's a positive nugget in there. What's the over/under on positive nuggets?
I was going to say,
One
like
and a half?
you're dressed like the Grim Reaper over there. Do you have any kind of numbers that make us smile?
This is one of those situations. We haven't had many of these, but we always talk about the numbers mature as you get through the season.
Yes.
Well, they're not maturing in a favorable fashion. So let's go through some here. They are what they are, Hop.
Yeah.
Sometimes the numbers are just what the numbers are. The only way through storms at times is what?
The only way out is through.
Got to go through. So we're just going through. Start with Josh Hoover coming in, the TCU quarterback. This is a particular point of concern if you're West Virginia. Getting a guy it's really good. Returned from last year, had an awesome season last season for the Frogs. He's back. 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So he's averaging 3 touchdown passes per game.
Oof.
Coming off his best passing grade of the season last week against Baylor. This is the normal part of the program where I would then say to you this.
But
I tell you what. Josh Hoover might be due for a turnover or two here.
Right. You would say that.
We have called this before.
Yes.
Previous shows this year, we have called this.
And it's happened.
And it has come to fruition. So I would say again, at a normal point in the program, if you look beyond those numbers, guys, 16 big-time throws, this is according to Pro Football Focus, 16 big-time throws on his 21 touchdown passes, 14 turnover-worthy plays, even though he has just 6 interceptions. For his career, he's only 2 above 500 in the big-time throw category, 46 to 44.
So you're baiting us up here for some picks.
There should be some picks involved in this game, right? Those numbers tell you, as they have earlier in this season, that you should get an interception or two. Here's the stunning number here that just will totally bum you out, and I'm sorry. West Virginia is an unbelievable 0-4 when winning the turnover battle.
That's crazy.
That's amazing. That's how many times do we lead on upsets, Hoppy? What is in page 1 of the manual?
Turnovers matter. Turnovers.
Win the turnover margin. You're gonna be in great shape. Don't turn it over. Get turnover. You're gonna. It hasn't mattered this year. I could just stop right now. That's a total bum out.
That tells you how bad you are offensively. Okay.
You haven't been able to take advantage because you're top 20 nationally in takeaways. It's not translating into wins.
That's unbelievable.
I know. Now, here's, again, not to bum you out with the segment, but...
you're doing a heck of a job so far.
I mean, it is what it is. The bigger concern I have with this TCU offense is a couple of things. First and foremost, it's the lack of pressure that West Virginia has displayed the last 4 games. Which has surprised me, Hoppy, given how it looked against Pitt. Yeah. And I know Pitt's offensive line struggled. We talked about that leading into the game, that we thought you could get some pressure, and it changed the game. You hit Eli Holstein right in the face to the first possession, and it changed him the whole game, helped lead you to a win. And then that's been it. You just basically have gotten no pressure in Big 12 play. This would seem to be another offensive line. It's got some injury concerns. It would seem to be one where, all things being equal, you could get some pressure, but we haven't seen West Virginia be able to do that. If they don't get pressure, look out for some of these big plays. TCU loves to throw it downfield. They're in the 95th percentile in pass explosive percentage. They're 92nd percentile nationally in just overall explosive percentage. So they're going to attack the middle of the field, and they're going to throw the ball deep on you. So that concerns me a lot for a West Virginia defense that's really struggling to contain explosives. It cost you the game against UCF.
Yeah, what did you see against UCF? I mean, you had that stunning stat about big plays.
418 yards on the 15 or 16 big plays that UCF had. So this is not the offense you want to be facing if that's been a struggle. Here's another number that under normal circumstances I would say, all right, here's another key for the defense, and this bodes well for you. TCU has been one of the best nationally when it comes to third and fourth down success. They're fourth nationally, in fact, converting 58% of the time. But here's what's interesting. They're 122nd nationally in average third down distance to go. Those numbers are wildly apart. Fourth at conversion and 122nd on yards to go, almost 8 yards per third down.
They're converting on long plays.
And or going for it on fourth, which is what I'm getting to. Normally, though, I would say to you, that should regress, right? We've got a math major in the room. There should be some regression.
Which one is that,
to
Morgan?
that.
Is that Morgan or Tanner?
Tanner Morgan.
Or Tanner Morgan, whichever. Just make it one name now. It'd be easier for you. So there should be
Morgan.
in a normal situation, game 7 or 8, you should start to have some regression. Those numbers shouldn't be that far apart. You keep leaving yourself 3rd and 8, you're not going to be 4th in the country in conversions. But we saw this against UCF. What are teams doing against West Virginia? Boom. They're saying, all right, it's 3rd down, so what? We're going to go for it on 4th down.
2 down territory.
So the 8 yards doesn't matter because we have 2 downs to get it. So watch 3rd downs. If West Virginia has any chance to hang around in this, I would think it's going to become 3rd and long situations that you get off the field.
Can I be recognized for a point?
Sure.
Okay, here's the lunacy of that stat that you gave about turnover margin. Since 2002, West Virginia is 104-19 in games in which they win the turnover margin. They're 104-19. That's a winning percentage of 84%.
Turnovers matter usually.
And Brad said 4 times this season you've won it and you've lost the game 0-4. Well, it's a statistical that's a bright spot. It's a statistical anomaly, which means, doggone it, on Saturday that baby's due to come home.
Well, you are due.
Either that, or you're due to not get as many turnovers. I mean, but you come back to look at the Ohio University game. To me, that was the embodiment of it. You got 4 turnovers
3.
and couldn't 3 consecutive turnovers and couldn't move the ball. End up with -7 yards.
Yeah, -9, I think, not to make it worse than it was.
All right.
Thanks,
neither here nor there. Okay, flip over to the offensive side for a second because you got enough defensive things to worry about there. Can you run it? I mean, you just start there. Are you going to have any success running it? This is one of those where if you look at just the numbers for TCU, it shows you that you should be able to run the ball on them. If you talk to, and we did this week on Sportsline, Brian Estridge, their play-by-play guy, he actually thought the numbers are lying to you there a little bit. He thought they're better in pass defense than they are running it, which is a big concern because it looks like you can run it, which might be, okay, well, maybe you can get through there. Brian's contention is defensively, and this does not bode well for you, that they're starting to come into their own. Against Baylor last week, Sawyer Robertson, really good.
Yes,
right? We saw him be super efficient against West Virginia. TCU got to him 20 pressures in that game, held him to under 50% completion. Baylor had 7 explosive plays. They all came through the air, none on the ground. So it's a TCU defense that you're not quite sure what to expect. Maybe what you thought could happen might not. If that pass defense is as good as Brian thinks it is, even though the numbers may not tell you that could be a potential problem. But more to the point, those pressure numbers and holding a really good, experienced quarterback in Robertson with what has been a very effective Baylor offense, holding that offense in check probably doesn't bode well for Scotty Fox, who's trying to navigate through his first year as a starter here.
And that's just... Brad, the stats that you give for TCU, if all things were equal, you'd say, well, there's a couple things you could take advantage of.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But given the fact that West Virginia has, A, unable to run the ball, B, unable to pass the ball, C, starting an inexperienced freshman quarterback, D, lack of playmakers, those potential vulnerabilities of TCU don't matter much. I mean, they matter, but West Virginia is not able to take advantage of them. Fair?
Yes. All right, let's just stop there. That's enough.
So what was do we have over 1.5 positives? I don't think we did.
I don't think we got there. They did lose at Kansas State 41-28, maybe coming away from home. Maybe. A lot to your point, Hop.
What?
About what the coaches had said this week about, delivering effort. Like, if you don't deliver at your optimum effort level, it's going to be a long day at the ball yard. And that's just the beginning. Like, the reality of it is this. Guess what? TCU has more better players. We call that MVP. They have more better players. Now, that doesn't necessarily always mean you're going to win the game. It's which team is going to play better on Saturday. But if you don't bring your absolute A-plus effort, they're going to outplay you.
Well, and Hop, we've said this before, this is going to have to be a little bit of belief in the unseen, right? You're going to need some help. TCU is going to have to come in super flat because they're looking at West Virginia's performances and don't take it seriously. You're going to have to play at an optimum level. Scotty Fox is going to have to come out and take on a pass defense that, like I said, the numbers show you should be able to throw it, right? You may not be able to, but he's going to have to come out, and Cam Vaughn's going to have to go bananas. And you're going to have some guys make plays that they haven't made over the last few days, offensively and defensively.
And I keep going back to these negative points, but I'm unfortunately, I think there's this obvious, is that what was really scary about what Zach Alley and Rich Rodriguez said was when they use the word loafing or lack of effort at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the game, Tony, not when the game's out of hand and it's the fourth quarter and everybody's tired. At the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm. I would think, my gut would tell me that won't happen again.
Okay.
It won't happen on Saturday.
Okay.
I would think that they would get that taken care of this week, that they should come out and play at the best that they can play at a high level of efficiency. Yeah.
And I would think Rich Rod would have the attitude as well as Zach Alley, is that, look, if you're not going to have effort and you're going to get beat, then play somebody else who will make an effort, even if they're not, quote unquote, as good.
Which they talked about this week, that you would see some different guys at different positions. So that may be coming.
Yeah. I mean, what's the matter? If you're going to get beat, let somebody who wants to be on the field be on the field.
Spreads on Stats brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. 3 Guys Before the Game is also brought to us by Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. If you or someone that you know needs help navigating the difficult road when it comes to Social Security claims or veterans benefits, by all means, reach out to the folks at Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. Why? Because they do it every single day. Every single day they're working on those cases. And quite honestly, the statistics show that you need help trying to navigate the bureaucracy that goes along with that. So if you or someone that you know needs help when it comes to military benefits or Social Security claims, reach out, contact them. They're based here, but they've got clients in all 50 of our United States. It's Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. Much like Hoppy, they will not take no for an answer. If you're coming up for the game as well on Saturday, did I say Saturday? Oh, I said Saturday. Saturday, triple points at all Go-Marts. Go-Mart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics. You go to a Go-Mart on Saturday on your way up for the game, on your way back home, you get triple the points. Make sure you have your Go-Mart app. Download the app off of your app store or off of their website. Plus, they got some super really good deals. Big Candy. Big Candy is
big
having
time of year for candy.
This is Big Candy right now. Next week is Halloween. Big Candy well represented at Go-Mart.
I think Kit Kats is still big for Big Candy. I think they're still pushing the Kit Kats.
Talked to a guy the other day, went into the Flatwoods one. You know, that's 2 doors when you open the first one, not the truck stop one.
Right.
The first one.
Don't start that again. A lot of confusion on that. Don't start that again.
I talked to a guy this week, went in there, had a Kit Kat so big, had to bring a forklift in, had it on a pallet. And they opened both those doors. Forklift just made it in there, extended, picked it up, brought it back out, just put it in the back of his pickup truck. That's how big of the Kit Kat was. Kind of like a logging truck almost with the Kit Kats. So if you want, check out one of those or get yourself a 52-gallon Mountain Dew. It's available for you. Triple rewards points this Saturday at Go-Mart.
That location's usually well stocked with Connection 304 beer too. If you need to grab for your tailgate on the way up there.
100%.
It's a good spot to stop.
100%.
Just go to the main one there. You don't have to go to the one on the right.
All right. Did you have spreads on Stats at all yet for basketball?
No, but let's talk basketball. But no real numbers coming out of that. We talked on the last episode about some of the numbers coming out of the Maryland closed practice there that were just really encouraging, right? Really encouraging and exciting. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm just looking forward to seeing this team get back on the floor here and get out in a public venue where people can see them. And they'll be out Friday. Don't forget, Friday night they'll be here. If you're locally, they're going to be out at Woodburn Circle, the men's and women's swing. Ballin' at Woodburn, it's called. Open event, free to the public. They're going to put partial court down and be out there doing some drills, shooting contests,
You
interviews.
didn't know that, Hop. You didn't know that.
Immediately following the homecoming parade, you just walk right over and check out Ballin' at Woodburn, free to the public.
Excellent.
Yeah,
and at the same time, you could stop at our tailgate for a little while by Daniels, the Three Guys Tailgate, then head over to the homecoming parade, and then catch the Ballin' at Woodburn.
Yeah, I had several call or texts on the text line this week about when the tailgate will take place, the food court will take place. And as I go through this right now, I can tell you that it will be from 3 to 9 on Friday, 3 to 9 on Friday, and then Saturday, 9:30-ish to 3:30-ish. And then from noon until 2 on Saturday, we will have live music from the folks at Mon Hills Records. Now, they've done a great job.
Tremendous.
They played at our B-Dubs events, 2 sides, and they played at our United Way, played at the United Way event for us.
2 sides. Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be that. It'll be someone else.
They've been at the food court, too, this year.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah.
So here's who's going to be at the food court. Rev Kev's Barbecue, Grateful Bread. Bread's terrific. Scones, pepperoni rolls.
Cookies.
The Big Huge Lemonade will be serving lemonade.
Big old
lemon.
Very popular.
And our friend Duca and the folks from Parkersburg Brewing, Connection 3. What's Duca making?
I don't know what Duke.
What's he doing?
He usually has baklava.
Baklava. He always makes it. Oh, that's at that.
He has that great Dubai chocolate baklava.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And then I think he spices up your lemonade if you wanted a little adult beverage version.
Put a little something in there.
He does, in fact, own the wine bar.
Yeah.
They've got accoutrements there that can come with your drink.
He has a wine selection.
Hey,
Available.
one basketball thing.
Does that wine selection?
One basketball thing. Talking about these secret scrimmages. Talking to a Division I head coach this morning about his secret scrimmage.
Our coach?
No, it was not ours. It was not Ross. It was another guy. And he said, yeah, he's secret scrimmage. He goes, I always have fun. I said, what do you mean you always have fun? He goes, every year I put a whistle in my pocket. I said, what? He says, I put a whistle in my pocket. I said, what do you – he goes, that's the only time I do it. He said, like, we're scrimmaging this past weekend, and kids getting ready to shoot foul shots down the other end. And there's moisture on the floor. And so the coach from the other team he's playing is telling the official, hey, get someone to wrap it up. Officials, for whatever reason, like they weren't hearing them, they weren't paying. So my guy takes out his whistle, blows the whistle. The official's like, what the heck? What in the world just happened there? He goes, got some wetness on the floor, got to clean that up there. So then, okay, once. You think one-time whistle. Just do it once. Don't abuse it.
Right.
He says, now there's like about 15 seconds left in the half. We get possession of the ball. We come down the floor. He goes, I want a 30-second timeout. So the guy runs by me, the official. I said, yo, timeout. He runs right by me, goes down to the baseline, doesn't listen to me. Goes, I took the whistle out.
Blew his own timeout.
Blew his own whistle. The official's again, what the heck was this? He goes, I want a 30. I need a 30 here. He says, yeah. He says, it works like a charm.
Maybe that would be something interesting to add to the game. Let the coaches be able to use a whistle like twice a half.
You imagine that? You get to use it once a half.
Once a half.
Once a half.
Okay.
You have a special whistle. It sounds different than the official's whistle, and you want the damn thing stopped right now. I want it stopped.
Well, 4 o'clock on Sunday, tip-off against Wheeling. Neat experience for Wheeling, too. We saw it last year with Charleston. That's really cool for those guys from those programs to be able to come in here to this building and play. Last year, it was really impactful for James Long, who played here.
Yeah.
This year, Chris Richardson, the head coach for Wheeling, is excited to bring his guys, but personally excited. Went to Gail Catlett's camp as a kid, covered the Mountaineers for Greg Hunter's Blue and Gold News for years, and now gets an opportunity to return to the Coliseum and coach his guys.
Did we hook him up with Chris Wallace? Is that how he got into this crazy thing?
Yeah, Hunter and there's a long story there, but yes, Hunter bailed on a dinner one night, wouldn't go out to dinner with Chris Wallace. Hunter bails. Chris was already ready to go to dinner, so Chris Richardson went with him, asked him for an internship. How do I get into coaching? Got into it. What also, this was interesting talking to Chris yesterday before the game. What also got him started in coaching, he went to a coaching clinic. One of the first things he did for Blue Gold News was he covered John Beeline's one of his first coaching clinics.
Neat.
And was there and just was hooked and mesmerized with the camp, and then was around practice a lot and covered Coach Beeline. And interesting, Coach Beeline, a Wheeling Jesuit graduate at the time, and linked up Chris, and so he'll bring his team down here on Sunday.
I'm going to ask you for an over-under. Set an over-under on made three-pointers by the Mountaineers on Sunday.
Oh,
Now, we know they had at least 16 this past weekend.
Over.
15.5.
You're going over again?
No, I'm saying that was over.
I know it was
that
over.
was over that number against Maryland. No, that's a big number because you also have a big size advantage over Wheeling, so I think you're going to be able to get into the paint a little bit.
What's the number?
Give me
half of that?
I was going to say 8.5.
Okay.
I know that sounds ridiculously low given what they just did, but there should be some regression to the mean there. You're going to get some easier looks, I would think. Give me 8.5.
I'll go over.
If I were Chris, I'd be milking that experience. I'd be walking that sideline. I'd be calling timeouts. I'd be working the officials. I would just get the whole experience, right? I would not be sitting there quietly.
No, he won't. I think that'll be a great experience. And his dad, Andy's been a longtime supporter and helps run MAC events down in Charleston for years. So that's a neat experience for them to come in here. And cool, I think that West Virginia or other Division I programs are able to do that right now to help out another program like that and give them some experience, help their budget a little bit. It'll be great for those players.
4:00, and then the women go after. The women will follow the WVU men, and they'll be playing the Fighting Falcons of Fairmont State. 6-ish, 6:30, I think, might be the start time for that one. All right, you ready to heal?
Yeah, by the way, Fairmont State's women. Stephanie's got them rolling down there. Stephanie Anderson, head coach, former Stephanie Michael. She has got the Falcons rolling.
Put a line on that game. What are you going with?
I'm not going to give you a line.
Not on the books, is it?
I mean, sometimes.
Are we doing basketball?
Yeah, we'll do basketball. Time for Textual Healing. It's brought to us by episode800.com. That line's available for you, 304-404-4083, 304-404-4083. It's your chance to share comments, thoughts, random thoughts, whatever it might be. Hoppy's going to start things off because he has a basketball note that I literally cannot wait to hear what this is.
Noting that Santa Clara University's basketball team
oh my gosh, I know this is
has
good.
signed Theory Darlin. Darlin played 2 years in the NBA's G League. And London Johnson, who played in the G League 3 seasons.
He went down cricky on London Johnson. He did hear London Johnson
has signed with Louisville. This is good news for West Virginia. The Mountaineers maybe can bring Eric Stevenson back.
Absolutely right. That was my first thought, in fact.
I mean, or maybe Emmett Matthews.
Yeah, he's available.
Raekwon Battle. I mean, think of the G League players available. And look, if you can get G League players, I was watching the Knicks and the Cavaliers last night. I mean, if Deuce has an off night.
Wow, how good did he play?
15 points, 4 of 6 from 3. I was going to say a quick little recap here, and I'll come back to that. Because this Santa Clara did it, and I'm not sure anybody knew.
No one knew.
Louisville did it, and it became a deal. I mean, if you watch the Big 12 Media Day this week, Scott Drew led his appearance on stage with, they asked him, what'd you learn this summer? What'd you learn about you? He goes, well, I learned you can take a G League player and put him on your team. I don't think a lot. Calvin Sampson had no idea that was happening.
So I'm thinking that if the Knicks
That's a wild one.
If the Knicks are off one night, and West Virginia's playing, let's bring Deuce back.
Well, they do that with two-way players. Javon's on a two-way contract. He's going to play G League. Oscar's been on a two-way contract. Just include.
Well,
that's a stunt. And all joking aside, that surprised me. I wasn't aware that was doable. I don't know why I'm surprised. I don't know why anything wows me anymore. I'm really not. That wowed me. Wowed me.
In this new environment, we keep saying a new environment. It seems like just every month or every 2 months, there's something you go, what? Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess so. I guess you can do that now. I guess you can do that now.
You see why the administrators are having trouble getting their arms around it?
Yeah. How are you supposed to? How are you supposed to run your program?
Correct. What are you supposed to do?
Are you supposed to? Is Coach Hodge supposed to send out a guy now and say, go scout the G League, see if I can find a guy?
Might be all right.
Yes.
What it does,
yes.
It underscores.
The answer is yes to that.
It underscores the lunacy because of the inconsistency of the rulings. So, for example, Chance Moore for the Mountaineers has to sit out 5 games to start the season, right?
Why?
He appeared in 5.
Because he appeared in 5 in Arkansas.
That was the compromise.
He didn't take any money. He didn't put himself out there. He didn't go to the G League. Define for me how you could even everyone should be eligible
all the time.
All the time.
Doesn't matter.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people have been saying that.
I mean, Dennis Kalichla, if you remember back to Dennis.
I was just going to say.
They put him in a Turkish prison.
Yes.
He couldn't play.
He got a cheese sandwich and 3 Turkish coffees and was out for like a half a season, and no one could figure out when's the answer coming. When are we going to know? When's the Big Turk back? Don't know.
Yeah, they put him like
got
he had,
2 sandwiches
like he had
and a
committed
snack.
murder. Yeah, and instead now we got a guy from the G League that played 2 years in the G League.
One guy played 3 leagues.
Teams.
3 leagues.
He played in 2 different teams.
So now, let's say you play for the Mountaineers for 2 years, and you think, I'm going to be an NBA player. You go out. You don't make an NBA team. You go to Europe, play for 6 years, have a good career. Come back.
Well, there's some stipulations. The reason why they said this kid, he made less than $40,000 and didn't go through the full NBA draft evaluation period. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Real quick, to continue on last night, so former Mountaineers 3-0 on the night. JC didn't play. Carter didn't play. Javon played a lot. 19 minutes of action. Didn't score. Missed his 2 shots. Had 3 assists. Should have had 5. Guys missed bunnies. Don't appreciate that. Need to get those assist numbers up. Played 19 minutes, though. He was in there and was +6 in the plus-minus.
Thrilled. Happy for him.
Good job, Vaughn.
Happy for him.
And Deuce.
By the way,
but we
expect that from
used to
Deuce.
Deuce.
I mean,
playing well. Yeah. So
speaking of, you mentioned the Turk, Oliver Straw's dad. I forgot to tell you this when I saw him.
Where's he now?
No, I don't know where he is today. Lord knows, up in a rocket. On Saturday, he's got Turkish coffee. He brought coffee from Turkey with him. Gave it to Oliver Saturday at the football game. Oliver has it. He brought it back up here, muling it. And I saw Oliver at the building the other day. I said, yo, where's that coffee? And he said, I didn't think I'd see you today, so it's at my place, but he has Turkish coffee for us. And his dad was explaining how hard it was to move the coffee there,
that's a tough product to move.
Well, for what
customs,
I don't think it's tough for him for the stuff that he does illegally as an international spy.
He's not a spy, and he doesn't do illegal things.
Well,
as far as I know.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got it. We got that coffee coming.
So are we allowed to have the coffee or not?
When Oliver gets it over here.
Oh, it's for us. It's not for Oliver.
Well, Oliver's got things going on. I think he's got to do things other than deliver coffee.
It's already ground, so we're going to have to drip with it.
I thought the way Oliver kicked the last game, he'd hit that coffee before, and he was crushing it.
Rich begrudgingly on his talk show this week named Ollie Straw the Park Superstore hardest worker of the week.
Because he did not want your punter to be named hardest worker.
Exactly. He said, man, I got to name the punter the hardest worker of the week.
But you know what? It's just when things are so bad, you got to find your little nuggets of joy. That fake punt was fun.
Yeah, it was.
End of story there, by the way, for that game.
Lou Wendell Marine Sales celebrating 40 years. They are an award-winning marine service center. You take your boat out this time of year, and if it does need service, by all means, contact Lou Wendell Marine Sales, located in St. Albans. You can check them out online at LouWendellMarineSales.com, or make the trip to St. Albans, home of the Red Dragons, and visit the folks at Lou Wendell. I'm a strong advocate of end of the boating season as it approaches. You get some great, like triple great cubed deals. Visit Lou Wendell Marine Sales, pontoons from Avalon, plus those G3 John boats and everything you might need. Now's be a great time to pick those up. You guys ready?
Sure.
Here comes the healing. On the year 0 nonsense, I have conceded this is year 0, meaning no amount of losing can get Rich fired. That being said, next year is year 2, meaning if we don't see, all capital letters, drastic improvement in talent and wins, it may be time to move off of Rich Rod. Losing cannot be tolerated. Yeah.
Well, look, you're not going to do 2 years. I mean, you're not going to get fired after 2 years, and I think this team will be better unless there was some like you said, Tony, aberration. Like if you went 0-12 or 1-11, but
no, stop. This is why this is why that doesn't work for whomever wrote this. One, if you fire a coach after 2 years, the pool of candidates that would come and look at your job would be like Hoppy. Like that would be it. Like one guy applied, it was Hoppy. That's one. Two, the amount of money you would owe in a buyout. So it just that's not realistic.
And you
don't worry about it.
If you were bad enough to fire him, which you're not going to do, then you'd bring in a coach to an even worse situation if you could get somebody.
Yeah. well, this is going to work. This will be fine. Just hang in there. I know there's some bumps. This will work.
It's 2BA whether it's going to be worked. I think whether it's going to work. I think it will, but you don't do a 2-year fire.
Hoppy pointed out that West Virginia's injuries are to the best players. I've got no idea the extent of the injuries, but I will give them benefit of doubt. With that said, when there is a disappointing season, or in this case, a season without hope, then the current rules incentivize best players to claim injury. After all, they are the guys that have money on the table next year from WVU or another school. In the NFL, it used to be, and I assume still is, absent your guaranteed money, that if you don't play, you don't get paid. What we call NIL, that is not the case in college. You guys know this stuff better than any of us. Am I right or wrong? So I go back to what I said earlier. Guys faking an injury or just laying it down, those NFL scouts are in the building almost every single day of the week.
They are?
Constantly. And you know who they talk with? They talk with the trainer. They talk with the wait staff. They talk with the assistant coaches. And let's say Kercheval, all of a sudden, he's not playing. And they'll say, what about Kercheval? And they'll say, that soft ass, he's got no injury, and he's laying down. You know what the NFL guys go? Okay. Yeah. Off the list. So guys, I mean, despite the fact that you're not winning or that, I mean, everything gets put out there. Everyone's known. There are no real secrets once you get inside of the building. So that's not really a realistic.
And talk about a business that cannot afford to make a mistake.
Correct.
But NFL players get paid when they're injured, though.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a little incorrect. They're not paid.
Hey, Brad, let me ask you something real quick. So the line is 15.5. What's the play there?
That's a big home dog play.
You think some home dog money is going to come in on that?
Most of the numbers I've seen so far, it's on TCU. That's why that number's climbed a little bit. But that's getting up there. That's getting up there.
Joe in Green, Ohio writes, I've been looking forever, and I finally found them. I picked up a new set of hubcaps for my 1974 El Camino at episode800.com.
Good El Camino reference.
Sorry, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Jeff and Scott Depot. Mama said there'd be days like these. I was listening to the coaches show. Rich keeps saying that some of the transfers will be good next year, but with it being their first year, they're learning. My thought is if it takes 2 years to understand the system, then why take transfers that only have 1 year of eligibility? And the reason is because in those particular cases, you need an absolute immediate fix at a particular position, and you know what you just said is correct. You know that, hey, I got nothing else here. I'm going to take a 1-year flyer on this kid and hope that he produces.
Yeah, it's the volume or number of those that you have that starts to get a concern. When that's the bulk of your team, then you get worried. Just last year, just pick one example, and the defense was not good last year, but TJ Jackson, right, gave you 1 year, had a really good year, was your highest graded defensive player. So there are examples where you can be good in the 1 year, but if it's multiple guys, that's where sometimes it gets challenging.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, 3 guys, longtime listener. I'm an infrequent texter. 2 thoughts. 1, Hoppy's I'm not mad, just disappointed dad pose for the photo for episode 667 sums up my feelings for this year's season. 2, Rich Rod saying he hopes the UCF game is the low point brought to mind the line from the movie Deepwater Horizon, hope ain't a tactic. Evan from Arlington writes, why don't you play Hoppy's song anymore? Copyright issues? I don't even know where it is. That was a nice song.
You know what the line is on the Wisconsin-Oregon game?
Don't tell. Where's it at?
It's at Oregon.
At Oregon, Wisconsin will be favored by 21.5 points.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oregon's favored by 31.5.
Wow. Great day to be a Duck.
Wherever you may be.
Mm-hmm.
31.5, Brad.
Good Lord, Wisconsin.
And Luke Fickell got a vote of, didn't he get a vote of confidence?
Yes,
which is the very thing you get before you get fired.
Yeah. Bill is a graduate of the university from 1960 and 5. So if I'm doing my math correctly, that's 35 plus 25, which is 60. And so you're probably another 20 by the time you graduate, 80. So this is a seasoned fan. The TV contracts with the Big Four expire 2030. I suspect that beginning around that time, shortly thereafter, going to be some serious realignment. if schools like West Virginia are no longer relevant, they're going to be left out, like Wash State and Oregon State. So if the school and or large donors are going to contribute and spend money, they'd better do it now. I think the next 4 or 5 are going to be the most important. If the next 4 or 5 are like the last 4 or 5, we'll likely be outside looking in. What do y'all think?
I think that he's right that the next 4 or 5 years are relevant. I don't know what's going to happen with realignment. Who knows, Brad? But what I come back to is I firmly believe WVU has the right guy in the right place in Ren Baker to help ensure that you are relevant when and if there's realignment.
Yeah. They're positioning themselves. The 140 additional scholarships is a massive move in that part. The giving more rev share dollars to football is a big move in that. The construction projects that are being talked about, i.e. the press box at the football stadium, will also be a money generator because it's going to bring in a significant number of suites, which will generate, potentially, I think Ren said $4 or $5 million in additional revenue every single year. So we're positioned. They're positioned. They're doing the right thing.
I think they're positioned very well. I mean, I'm not sure you can do thing off the field much better than what they're doing, getting everything in place and having the right people in place. That's it. You got to win. You've got to win. That was part of what West Virginia's part of their life raft of getting in the Big 12. It was just the brand was too big to ignore. You had to have a spot for it. So you've got to get back to winning. I'm with Bill there. The next 4 or 5 years is massively important. Those wins have to follow.
3 guys, can you clarify what will happen with the excess revenue share money from this year? The $4 million is not added to next year's cap. Rather, it's just $4 million that isn't tied up to players that you can now spend on others, correct? You still have to be under whatever the cap is. Surely you can't save excess rev share money from year in a mattress in Ren's backyard and then go on a spending spree.
I'm going to be careful about this. You guys maybe know better than I do. I just think the rev share money you didn't spend, you can still spend this year.
Yes.
And then July 1 starts anew, but you could spend it, Brad, this year.
Because it's in this year's
July
cap.
1, Before July 1.
Before July 1, correct. Ben from Ahia. I said before the season that this would be the ultimate TCU trap game, and I predicted a big West Virginia win. I don't feel so strong about that now. Now I have a question for Brad. Since he's been at a lot of practices and the scrimmage, is there a former WVU player comp for Brennan Lorient as a defender? Can he guard 1 through 5 the way Ebanks did?
Good question.
I guess this could be posed to Hoppy as well, since he's basically an assistant coach now. Thanks.
Good one, Ben.
Are you going to go back to basketball practice?
I'd like to. When is it available? When can I go?
Not available anymore. Oh. No, yeah, every day except Wednesday.
That's a good question. Ebanks is a pretty good comp right there. I think Toby last year was a good comp in terms of high-level athleticism. And, yeah, that guard 1 through 5, yeah, you'll see Brennan Beadlow out on the perimeter guarding out there on guards if he has to. He can go inside, block shots, be one of your best shot blockers. Yeah. So, yeah, to answer your question, yes, he can guard any position on the floor.
I keep saying Calvin Bowman. Am I right? Am I warm at all
I
on
had
Calvin
somebody
Bowman?
in the department that's been around a long time bring that up the other day, and also just physically looks like Calvin Bowman. Calvin scored probably a little more than Below is going to this year, and I think Below might give you a little more on the defensive side maybe, but that's not a terrible comparison either. Similar body size.
I liked Calvin Bowman. Calvin Bowman was a good dude. Good player. Take a bunch of him.
He was a great player.
I'd take a bunch of him. Hey, gentlemen, 2 thoughts, a question, and an observation. First thought, what about getting a Lou Wendell line of pontoon boats named after you guys? It could be the 3Gs, G3 fishing, or wild boar hunting boats.
Oh, that's good.
I'd be fine with that.
That's fine.
I'd be fine. Second thought, y'all could do a Tudor's biscuit eating competition. All you guys talk about is of whether or not people can eat 2. Maybe instead of the B-Dub Hot Wing Challenge, you could do a Tudor's biscuit eating challenge. You could. I mean, yeah. Question.
I could eat 2 right now, Hoppy.
Texter says, what is the status of that special 3 Guys Tudor's biscuit?
Yeah, how come we haven't been able to pull that off?
We've publicly gone on record saying that we were open for it and we would sign off all of our rights to do that, but we have not heard.
But we
haven't wouldn't sign off all. Be careful there. We wouldn't sign off all our rights to do that.
We'd say, go ahead, make a biscuit after us. Yeah, that's fine.
We got some discussion points there.
Texter observation, during Ren's most recent visit to the show, was it just me or was the poor buddy's forehead glistening like a freshly mopped gym floor on game day?
Ouch.
Was Ren shiny?
He was shiny.
He was? I didn't recall him being shiny.
He was shiny, but he was also really tanned. I mean, he looked good. He had a good look going.
Oh, yeah. He's big vitamin D. A big heavy vitamin D this summer for him. I didn't remember him being shiny.
He's a little shiny.
Nah. What?
A little bit shiny. But, I mean, that's kind of nitpicky. I mean.
Yeah, Curtis in Portland had a lot of time on his hand. On a sad note, Mike in Myrtle Beach writes, we lost former Mountaineer football player Tom Bowman on Monday, in case you guys had not heard. Sad news for sure. So he was on the 84 team. My first year here, and was a captain. Was a captain on that team. And passed away. And so, yeah, absolutely saw that. And our condolences go to the Bowman family. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on. By the way, men's soccer team had a nice victory.
Won again.
Over the Old Dominions. Yep. And women's go tonight. WVU men, Hoppy, I mean, you're aware of this because you hired the coach.
Dan Stratford.
We're in a three-way tie right now for first place. So it's like, here we go. Still got Marshall. Still got Kentucky. Thing's going to come literally down to the final few offsides. We've got basketball.
And you mentioned the women tonight. They're rolling. Nikki's got that thing rolling again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're home tonight.
What's up with Greenie in volleyball?
She lost a heartbreaker at Colorado last weekend.
5-setter.
It's just doing this, man. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. They're coming home. They got some matches. They play tomorrow. I'm almost 100% they play tomorrow, Friday. Yes, they do. They do. Play Friday at the Coliseum. Coliseum basketball, Hope Coliseum basketball coming up on 4 o'clock on Sunday. Football, obviously, we're going 6 o'clock. And then we'll find out either late Saturday night or Sunday what time the game time is for the Houston game. Come on, 11 a.m. Come on, noon. Let's go noon. Let's go noon. Let's get that done. Let's get that done on the road. You guys got anything else?
No, homecoming.
You think our guests enjoyed the show?
I hope so. I was thinking, you guys good?
Morgan's good. Tanner's good.
One of them, I think.
Kevin's good.
I think Morgan dozed off for a few minutes. But
hey, let's
live audience for our live podcast.
Hey, you know what? You guys crushed me.
What?
When we did the United Way event and I did the auction and I asked the CPAs a question and they gave me a long answer. I bet you Kevin would just go, "Yeah, that's deductible." He would do that. I talked to him.
Ask him right now.
Yes, right.
Kevin just said, Kevin just said, don't ask me right now.
Watch this. I'll do it. Okay.
Go ahead.
Here's the scenario.
Uh-oh.
We're in an auction for the United Way, and the item is a pig, and we auctioned off the pig. And so I told the person that since they'll be paying the dollars to the United Way, that it's tax deductible. Is that a correct statement? That's a correct statement. I mean, he didn't pause.
That's not exactly how that conversation went down.
He didn't pause. He didn't bat an eye.
That's not how the conversation went down. Two, Kevin has things to add, but you won't let him talk now because there's things that go with that.
Well, I would say this.
It's not just a blanket yes.
I would say this. By virtue of him winning the auction, that's what he just did. He donated to the United Way of Central West Virginia. You know, Margaret Ann O'Neill,
one of our favorites. Yep,
she's
one
the
of
best.
Our favorites.
They donated to be here today to do that, and I would hope that they'll take the tax deduction. And if people come to me, I'll be free to offer tax advice.
That's what everybody's clamoring for.
I got
tax suggestions from you, Tony. That's what everybody wants.
I'd say the over-under on me saying like, hell yeah, that's a pretty good year. Is that deductible? Hell yeah, that's deductible.
Oh, by the way, when you were auctioning, you went, it's tax deductible, right? Right. Yeah, it is. I mean, it wasn't, right, Brad?
That's what I just said. The way he just presented it there was not at all the scenario that unfolded
because
live.
A credible accountant might want to think about it for just a few seconds.
Correct. These accountants need to get a little bit more of a harder edge. That's what I'm saying. All right.
Are you saying they were loafing?
I'm just saying,
accountant loafing?
I'm just saying, let's just spot the ball and play like our hair's on fire. 3 guys before the game brought to us by Gomart. Get yourself a Gomart rewards card. Go to Gomart.com for the details. Visit Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. Well, they sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. By Tudor's Biscuit World. Hey, you got a party coming up, whether it be a tailgate, a holiday party, Tudor's can cater. Check it out. Visit Tudor's Biscuit World. Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. They won't take no for an answer, simply won't do it. Visit Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. And by Conley's CPA Group, providing value beyond the numbers. So, special thanks to Kevin Morgan, Tanner, Morgan, and Kevin for being part of this deal. They're going home with some parting gifts. Our Mountaineer popcorn, which is really hitting high season.
But,
right
seriously,
now.
It's been great to have you here.
Yep.
Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed it.
As you can see, guys, it's just unorganized chaos. All right, we're out. Thanks to producer Jake. We're back next week. We'll recap TCU.
Sunday. That's this.
No, he's saying he wants to go Monday.
We're not going to go before the basketball game. We're going to go Monday.
Hang on a second.
We're not going Sunday. We're not going to release an episode before the basketball game.
Let me just see something.
All right, let me see what I got Monday.
Okay, I can do it. All right, we're out. It'll be Monday.
Dinner at Denny's at 4:30.
You can go Mart, Tutors. Get the boat washed at Lou Wendell and wash it down with some Conley CPA numbers.
I don't have to see my accountant. Tony's going to advise me now.
We're out. See you.